Hi, welcome to episode 163. This number is getting higher and higher every day, and I'm so excited. But anyway, today I'm going to be answering a listener question / speaking on a listener suggestion. So let's get into it. So thank you, and a special shout out to all the people who have been submitting questions. I know I haven't answered some questions yet, but I'm working my way through them. And especially a big shout out to the person who submitted a question yesterday. There was really 11 questions / suggestions. So thank you very much. And I'm going to actually be answering one of those. And for the people that have not answered your question, it's because I have to actually really think about it. It's not something I can just talk about off the fly, but don't worry, I still got you. So the question I'm going to be answering today is, what does a typical day in your life look like? I actually considered doing an episode on this, and one of my friends also suggested it to me, but I was like, I don't know if this is what anybody wants to hear about, but apparently at least one person out there wants to hear about it. But first, I have to say that there's no typical day in my life, because, and I think I've talked about it at some points, maybe like in one of the very, very first few episodes about how I'm planning my days this year, and it always looks different. But because, like, for example, right now I'm doing daily Dutch classes, so that has kind of changed the rhythm of my day and how I do things compared to, say, in the beginning of the year or the first quarter or even the first up until May last month as well. My year kind of has looked different, or my day-to-day life has kind of looked different compared to then. Hi, it's me, reminding you to subscribe and also to send questions so that I have more things to talk about. The link to submit questions is in the show notes. Okay, let's get back into the episode. So let's say now, based on my current schedule, my day looks like I wake up somewhere between 7 and 8, and then I try to read my Bible, and do my devotionals and pray. I don't always do this every day, but God is helping me while working on it together. And after that, if I have time, I go for a walk. I try to go for a walk in the morning, even if it's just like 10 minutes or 20 minutes, either way, like 10 minutes to go and 10 minutes to come back. I have there's a spot not too far from my house that's my mental quick walk point, so I try to do that. And then there's this kind of outdoor gym thing near my building, so I try to go there and do pull-ups, right? Because I've been trying to work on my pull-up and dead hang game for since the beginning of this year, since sometime last year. But yeah, so I try to do all of those kinds of minor, move my body some kind of way, do squats or whatever, after I do my devotion and all of those things. Then shower, brush my teeth, go to the office. So because my Dutch classes are quite close to my office, it just makes sense that I go to the office since I'm going outside every day anyways. So I try to go to the office 2 times a week at least. But this next couple of weeks that I have Dutch classes every day, I took one day off every week just to give myself breathing space. So so I go to the office and then do whatever I'm doing in the office work, talk with colleagues, blah blah. Then I go to my Dutch class now. Currently, before I didn't have Dutch classes, so that would be just come home straight. And then some days are dedicated to specific things. So Mondays I usually have home group, which is my church, what they call my church's home fellowship or whatever. So Mondays I typically have home group. Tuesdays are kind of my study days, when I usually do my Python learning or catch up on essays and articles I've been stockpiling to read, or YouTube videos or things from Immerse, which is the coaching community that I belong to. So that's kind of a study evening. There's not usually a lot happening meetup wise. Wednesdays I usually have some design meetup, because I feel like everybody in Amsterdam decided that all the design and product and UX meetups must happen on Wednesday. So Wednesdays I typically have a meetup or something to go to. And Thursdays usually I also don't go out. I have an accountability call with some of my friends where we just spend some time studying, catching up, stuff like that. And then Friday is also a free day. It's anything. It can be anything. It can be me hosting people, me going to hang out with friends, or me just staying home to study, whatever. It can be anything. And then Saturdays, now, before, my Saturdays were for Dutch classes and then doing my Dutch homework and practicing Dutch, blah blah blah. But now that I have Dutch every day, also all those things I talk about, like going out, all those things are cancelled because of my Dutch classes. And I'm also not really spending a lot of time on Python because said Dutch classes, because there's homework I need to do. I need to do the self-study stuff, and I have work during the day, so that evening time is the only time I have to do it. Then I try to also go for a walk in the evening. That's like my proper walk. And then during the day I like to take like break up my day and go for walks, because it makes sense. At some point during this period I would have eaten. Usually I eat like from 12 onwards, because that's when I start getting hungry. Yeah, so I go for a walk, try to next week, no, sometime I think next week I'm starting. I found a new gym and they have lots and lots of classes. Like in yesterday's episode I talk about my favorite thing is going for gym classes. They have so many classes, so I'm going to start that. But currently I use ClassPass, which is really, really expensive, so that's why I've cancelled it and I'm going to go to the gym instead. But I like ClassPass because it gave me variety. I could go to different places. So I usually do a flexibility and core class, a boxing class, a Pilates class, and mix it up like that. So I go for a class whenever, which day of the week I have class. And then I record this podcast in the evening. Almost every day I record a podcast episode. On the days where I know that I have too many things, then that I won't have time to record the podcast, I would do like 2 or 3 episodes pre-recorded and then publish that whenever. But typically I do the podcast. The day I publish the podcast is the day you listen to something is the day I recorded it. But sometimes there have been times where I pre-recorded and scheduled some episodes. Then evening time is also when I like have husband and me time. We chill, we watch movies, we hang out, we gist, we talk, whatever. And then we have dinner, or we may have dinner before my exercise class, whatever. Like, it's not really fixed or anything like that. It's not like this is what happens every day by fire by force. This is just the general guideline of how my day looks like. And then Saturdays my Saturdays are now free now that I don't have Dutch classes in the morning anymore. And the next couple of Saturdays is just, there's always something planned because it's summer in Amsterdam, so everybody's always doing something, and then there are lots of birthdays and things coming up these past and next few weekends, so that's happening. But my plan for my Saturdays going forward, now that I don't have Dutch classes anymore, is to spend time on my Python, because that's like literally the only time in the week that I have time for that, or catch up with friends. One Saturday every month I have a Bible fellowship with some of my friends as well. And then Sunday I go to church. Most Sundays I try to go to church every Sunday, but some Sundays I don't to be honest. But yeah, I go to church, and then the rest of Sunday is for just chilling, resting. Sunday is my rest day, where I try to not do anything at all. So just chill, rest, catch up with my husband, review the week, plan the following week, and that's pretty much what my day generally looks like, especially at this particular point in my life. Because if you ask me this question in like November, it may be different, but generally this is the general structure of things. And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Bye. Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye.